Alright. Alright, here I am again. Welcome to my garden. I think I got away from doing a video last week, right? Anyways, here I am. What do we got going on here? Carrots, I think I may harvest these today. Paige went with Kelly to school. She wanted to help me harvest them. I mean, I don't know. These ones in the bag, they said these are the Nantes Supreme. I don't know how much they're growing more. They're definitely not doing as good as the ones in the front, the Kaleidoscope mix. I don't know if it's a variety issue. Damn, there's my nemesis. Get out of here. Get out. All right, thanks. All right, but I mean they are growing. Let me get back down in there. Yeah, see, there's some that are decent size, not like the ones up front. At least these ones, the ones up front, you'll see are shoulders are poking above the ground. These ones just have got planted deeper. These are the Tokyo Cross turnips that I planted like a month ago. Not developing into much, but I guess they're starting to. I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep them or just start fresh again. A little bit of flea beetle damage. Well, not really. Looks like they grew out of that. I don't know. Once the weather starts to cool down, they should start doing a little better. They're surviving for now, so maybe I'll keep them. The bunching onions, kind of getting some bulbs on them. I gotta pick a bunch of the super sweet 100s today. They're all I know. I don't know if I can get good focus on that, but there's a bunch. Yeah, some back here. And get back down there. I don't know what's going on. They're starting to die. I don't know if that's a nutrient issue. Pest damage did have the tomato hornworms on it, but I thought the hornworms actually physically ate the plant. So I don't know if that's blight or what that is. But it's starting to be on its way out anyways, so next week or week or two I will get that one. Yeah, get in there. There's some good ones in there. Any ripe ones, eat fresh. Any green ones, hopefully harvest as many as I can and just prepare some fried green cherry tomato bites, flash freeze them, and then we can just pop them out, throw them in the fryer, and all the green ones, so nothing will go to waste. These are the rutabagas here. Yeah, something was definitely munching on those. Look at that. But this one looks pretty healthy. I hate to have this whole thing for just one. Rutabaga really should have been something I could have done in the ground, but it's supposed to be 90 days to maturity, which would be, kind of late to start now. August, September, all of October. Well, yeah, I could start it now, but I think I'm not really too worried about the rutabaga. If it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Here are the fire and ice radish. Some of them grew a little curvy. I'm sure that's because of the heat, and they flopped over a couple times. We had the 3 days where it was like over 95 degrees and stayed over 77 at night, which didn't kill them, but it did cause them to flop over. But that one's pretty nice. That's all the way poking out of the ground, so I don't know how deep it is underground, and that one's pretty nice. That one's pretty nice. Yeah, and this one's a little funky shaped, but I'll probably harvest these guys today. In fact, let me pull one up now. Let me pull this one up right here and just see what I got. Oh, that's actually not much more underground. That's it. They're supposed to be red and white underneath, but that looks all red to me. So I'm curious. All right, the potatoes still not dying back. I don't know how long to give these guys. Like, I'm so curious. The curiosity's getting the best of me. I may harvest these guys next week. I may give them one more week. Kelly was back to work, and then on Monday, and then maybe Tuesday, I will harvest these guys. Just so I'm getting tired of having them here. I'm getting curious, excited to see what's underneath. But you see, they're not. I mean, they're dying back, but they're not dead. There's still plenty of green growth there. So I don't know. I mean, it looks like they could go for weeks yet. See that? Look at that. The basil, never properly pinched it back, so it didn't get too bushy. But I'm gonna harvest from it. Page of spearmint, going to flower. Kind of got away from me. I didn't keep up with harvesting it. This here, now this is a cutting. When I tipped, or not really a cutting, I think it broke off. It got damaged somehow. Of the one of the blackberries. I saw. Looks like something got in there overnight. A squirrel, I'm sure. But I mean, it's been here for weeks now, and most of the time they say to trim the leaves or whatever. I just didn't. I just wanted to see what happens if I literally just dipped it. I got it wet, dipped it in rooting hormone, put it in the soil, been trying to keep it wet. The leaves are not drying up, so I'm assuming that means there's some root growth. There's no new growth, but I mean, if the leaves are staying this condition, I'm assuming that it is growing roots. So hopefully in a couple weeks something will come up. Sunchokes, not really much change here. They won't start flowering until at least late September. I'm assuming that seems to be what it is, September, October. So yeah, that I would say the earliest mid-September into October. We'll see about that. These tomatoes also getting that same coloration and discoloration in the leaves. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's blight. I don't know if that's just a nutrient deficiency. I mean, this ground here should be pretty good. I've fertilized a few times. It's got several applications of rabbit manure. So I don't know. But there's scattered fruit in there. Maybe back there. There's some up here. Some back there. All around. The bunch back here. These ones are fun to get to. Reach back there. Same thing. There's more down here. Way down there. I can't really see them, but they're all around. Yeah, see? They're all over. The green beans, not doing the greatest since the tomatoes kind of got in their way. Haven't kept up with the watering, and again, they're getting that same thing. So I don't know what that is. Randomly, I noticed the other day that 2 of the sunchoke stalks just randomly died. Which I'm not sure what would have caused that. I came in and it's looking like this. Leaves are all dried out. I don't know. The ones that were right here in this corner. So I'm not sure what happened. The other ones around it all seem relatively healthy. Nothing else going on, but yeah, so I just pulled those out. I don't know what was going on with that. The peppers, the jalapenos, I got some weeding to do here. Kind of dying back, but there's still some on there. I can harvest those. Yep, so these ones are maturing into reds. Getting some weeds. These ones are those ones, I think they're called Bishop's Crown or something. I don't know, I'm just not sure. They were the mystery ones from Paige's school, but I'll harvest those all today. Not too spicy so far. I mean, I think a little bit of spice. Very mild. These ones are turning yellow. So I don't think I've tried this one yet. So maybe I'll try this one today as a test just to see if they're spicy or not. These were just some turnips that it was a summer test. I just didn't keep up with them. They grew, so I assume if I kept up and maybe with the watering with them, they would be better. Oh, look, the squirrel definitely got in here today, because look at this. So look, it's a little, fill over that out a little bit, a little ditch there. Harvest these guys today. These ones haven't been spicy yet. They're turning more into an orange from a yellowish kind of color, or like a light orange to a darker orange as they get much more mature. Parsley. That's three plants there. 1, 2, 3. Doing very good. Just happened to be one of I wanted to do some herbs, and this is one. I also done cilantro, but it didn't do very well. Um, Only one of the basils took, I don't know, I think the earwigs got into them when they were young, or maybe the squirrel before I had protection on them. But the parsley did very well. I oversowed it in one of those coffee cans, and I got a bunch to come up. Had enough motivation and energy to get 3 potted up, and they did very well. So I'll be hopefully harvesting some of that, starting to dehydrate that. The edamame, you saw pictures. They're all ripped out here. They were in this kind of square area here. So this bed, this square, it's kind of like a 4 foot, maybe 4 foot by 4 foot ish area, maybe 4.5. But that's this bed here will probably have the daikon in it, and then where the green beans are might be one of the other turnips. I don't know, one of the turnips, the Golden Globe, maybe. Speaking of the green beans, I've been harvesting them off and on every couple days. I'll probably come out here today or tomorrow, and there's some left on there. They're not doing amazing. Again, I don't know if it's some disease that's affecting all these guys, but I don't know. Now, I haven't been as consistent with the watering lately the past couple weeks, and just that I started noticing that's when stuff started dying back. I don't know. There's things are just done, but like some of even the green beans are yellowing. The actual beans down there. See, those are like a little yellowish kind of color. So I don't know what's going on with those. There's some nicer ones over here. I'll harvest those today. Let's see. Yeah, the blackberries. This was the weakest one. Now it's not. I wouldn't say the strongest one. It's doing good. You can see it's got a bunch of new canes, primo canes coming up. That's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 primo canes. This one's doing it very well. Trying to train it up the trellis here, but it's doing well. A lot of the blossoms are double though, which is, I think it's called rosette. So I don't know what's happening with that. I don't know what's going to happen with the new canes, but you see there's more fruit up here. The rosemary, blood as a transplant from Paige's school. It's doing well. I should harvest some of that soon. I haven't harvested any of that yet. The middle blackberry. I'm getting tall here. No other new canes though. It's just the original one, which fruited here. And then, yep, I don't see any other new growth. Just that other cane right here. This one, which I tip pruned right here, or where that little shoot is coming out. But then you got all these, you got this lateral, you got that lateral, you got this growth, another lateral over here. So those should fruit, I'm hoping. And then this one was originally the strongest, which I guess kind of, it does have the most vegetative growth. This was the lateral here, fruiting. This got damaged, so I pruned it a little shorter than I had been. But here's more. This is a lateral, got damaged. No, I think it's a primo cane that got damaged. Pruned it there. There's some more buds. There's more buds on here, I think. Yeah. And then this one over here. So this has a lot of growth. I don't think I see any other new. No, see just a couple down there. But yeah, you see all the. So I've spent weeds on here, and there's rabbit manure just as a mulch. I need to apply a new fresh layer of mulch, so the rabbit manure is kind of buried in. I'll do that maybe tomorrow. And I think that's it for the backyard. Let's go to the front. And I got to remember to eat these radishes. Yeah, not really getting too much taller now. I said in the next couple weeks they should start budding out, start blooming in late September. It seems to be September, October. I can never remember, but I know it's always later than I think. And these volunteer ones, I haven't watered these ones at all. So that ground there is pretty compacted and hard. Can't imagine I'll get much there, but they will grow anywhere, so maybe well. Pineapple sage in too small a pot for sure. I'm sure that's the problem here. The green onions sowed very thickly like grass, which has worked well. I just come out. Anytime I come out here, I would snip a piece off and start just munching on it, chewing on it. And these are the rainbow carrots here. Let me see if I can get in the camera in there. Oh, they're very. Ah, here we go. Oh, now there's a leaf in there. But you see, like that one there is well over an inch across. And then there's a couple bigger ones. Those three, there's like 4 purple ones that are pretty decent size. And then here's a yellow one, or white. I don't even know what that is. Well, it's probably gotten sun bleached, so that's why it's a little green. But then you see there's another good purple one here. And there's a white one over there. There's a purple one there. So, and then there's one right here that's pretty thick. But yeah, these ones are probably pretty good. These are the golden beets. Burpee's golden. I think it's called Burpee's golden beet. And not doing amazing. I don't know. I mean, there's something there, but they're tiny. So I don't know how much more they'll size up. But yeah, there's really not much to see. I'm not even bothering because they're all kind of tiny like this, if anything. And these are some more turnips over here. It's very hot out here. It's very humid, so I'm kind of rushing things along here. But there, I mean, some flea beetle damage or slugger. I don't know what would have gotten in here, but the bachelor's buttons going to seed, drying out. I need to tear this up and then lay it down as a mulch like I did last year and see what happens. That's all I did last year. I literally just ripped them out and then laid them down, smushed them down, going down the hill, and just left them raw all winter. And in the spring cleaned it up, and then a few weeks later I noticed, hey, that looks like bachelor's buttons coming up again. I didn't plant them, so I'm gonna try that. I bought some actual seed packets to do over this side. Strawberries, I think this is some kind of fungus, and I've seen people talk about getting a liquid copper spray as a fungicide. I haven't looked into that too much yet, but I mean, they're gonna die out. They're gonna kind of wither and kind of die out anyways. But yeah, it filled in a lot from it's a street cleaner you hear up there going the street, but it's filled in a lot. It's still a little open area here that didn't get too much new growth, new divisions or runners. I need to do that too. I have so much to do today. I got to try and prune out the runners here, if I can remember. But yeah, the nasturtiums, I kind of just forgot about these guys. I'm just letting them kind of do their thing, fend for themselves. Peonies, salvias filled out. I got some weeds growing up there, going up the pole. I really need to get out here and do a lot of work out here. It's just keeping up with it is just a lot. Yeah, I got those volunteers. I got these volunteer sunchokes. The roses after their major cutback seem to be no worse for wear and have kind of little fall flush starting on here, looking nice late summer. The lavender still kicking along. It's like 9-10 years old now. Comes back every year. Had some lavender lemonade. And yeah, I guess that's it. Well, I guess I could do the house ones. Kelly did take some of them to work today. She used Was going into work today to cook Paige with her to help her set up. What, snake plant? I think that's what that's called. Spider plant. Now they have had some spider mite infestation. I don't. This one looks pretty clean, but you see here, yeah. I think those are spider mites. That's what Google thought. Another aloe. She took bunch of the aloes. Spider plant. Here's the Thanksgiving cactus. She says it's bloomed every year, like 3 years in a row now. It's bloomed. There's that bear claw, I think it's called. We found over Kelly's mom's house last year. Squirrels have got into it a few times. That's why it's kind of off to the side, and the squirrels. It's a constant battle with the squirrels. Whatever this is, I have no idea what this is. It's got theirs. It's kind of trunk, I guess. I don't know what this is. And then this goes all the way down there. Oh, it's like, Jesus, almost into the trash. Here's the backside of where you see our trash and the volunteers. There's another aloe. And this I got just because we were talking about it, and on a whim, I said, you know what, I'm going to buy one. This is a rubber tree, Ficus elastica, burgundy Ficus elastica. I don't know. It just came a couple days ago. It says not to repot it for a few days, but then I will repot it. I was just kind of a whim. I said, you know, we like house plants. Let's get a new one. So this can be mine. She'll take it to work though, but she says, yeah, not to repot it for a week or two, as it, I guess, from shipping stress. And I'll probably repot that next week, and then she can take that into work. So we'll see how that does. I'll have her take pictures, and I can update with pictures during the school year and see if it starts to grow once it's transplanted. All right, peace.